Hello student, good morning. I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Sinha, Professor of Chemistry. Today I will continue from the last class. Last class I was discussing atomic structure. Actually I am reviewing atomic structures for IIT and NEET aspirants. It may be useful for 11th students also. Now I am going to start shape of S, P and D orbitals. Last class I have discussed quantum numbers and radial probability distribution curves. Now I am going to start shapes of S, P and D orbitals, spherical nodes and nodal planes, Pauli exclusion principle, Aufbau principle, and Hund rule of maximum multiplicity. And also I will discuss electronic configuration of ions. Now I am going to start shapes of S, P and D orbitals. Actually you can see the shapes of all three orbitals, S orbital, P orbital, D orbitals. All shapes is given in the diagram. S orbital is spherical. After that there are three P orbitals, Pxy, Py, Pz. This is a dumbbell. These are dumbbell. And after that five D orbitals are there. One S orbital, 3 P orbital and 5 D orbitals. D orbital shape is dxy, dyz, dzx and dx square minus y square, dz square. 5 orbitals are there, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. And you can see all these diagrams. Now actually these 5D orbitals are double dumbbell and you have to consider axis. For P orbital also you should give attention to axis, x axis, y axis, z axis. Here also in D orbitals you have to focus on this dumbbell. It is within the or between the axes. As for example dxy, it is between x and y. Yz, it is between y axis and z axis. And xz, dxz, then here dumbbell is between x and z. And dx square minus y square, that is on axis, on x axis and y axis. Dumbbell is on x axis and y axis. And dz square, just you can see that it is on z, okay, not on x and y, only on z. Now just come to the spherical nodes and nodal planes. Spherical nodes is also called radial nodes. Radial nodes, NODES. Radial nodes, also called spherical nodes. And other term is nodal plane. Don't confuse, both are different terms. Spherical, also called radial. Spherical nodes or radial nodes. This is the one type. Second type is nodal planes. What are these? Now I am telling you. A spherical surface within an orbital on which the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called a spherical or radial node. Again listen carefully. A spherical surface within an orbital on which the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called a spherical or radial node. The number of spherical or radial nodes is an orbital equal to n minus L minus 1. This remember, n is the principal quantum number, L is azimuthal quantum number. This formula you should remember for the number of spherical or radial nodes in an orbital. How will you calculate number of spherical or radial nodes in an orbital? Then that is equal to n minus L minus 1. Means if you put the value of n means principal quantum number, L means azimuthal quantum number, also called subsidiary quantum number. Then after putting the value of n and L, you can know the radial nodes or spherical nodes. Formula is n minus L minus 1. As for example, for 1s orbital, 1 means n is equal to 1 and s means L is equal to 0. Correct? Remember, 1 means n is equal to 1 and s means L is equal to 0. Hence, you put the value of n and L in the formula, you will get radial nodes or spherical nodes. Then n is equal to 1, then 1 minus 0 because L is equal to 0. 1 minus 0 minus 1. Then what you will get? 0. N is equal to 1, L is equal to 0 minus 1. Then you will get 0. And say 1s orbital has no spherical node. No spherical node. Question is asked. Now second example, 2s orbital. In 2s orbital, how many radial nodes are there? Then 2s. 2 means n is equal to 2 and s means L is equal to 0. Now you put the value in formula. The 2 minus 0 minus 1. You will get 1. Means 1 spherical node. Now next example, 2p orbital. Then 2p orbital means 2 means n is equal to 2, principal quantum number, and p is equal to L. P is equal to L. Hence in 2p orbital, how many radial nodes are there? Then n is equal to 2 and p means 1. Just like s was 0, here p is equal to 1. P indicates 1. Then n is equal to 2, p is equal to 1. Then you put the value in formula. N minus L minus 1 means 2 minus 1 minus 1 means 0. 2 minus 1 minus 1 means 0. And has 1 spherical node. How many spherical node? Then 1 spherical node. In 2p, only 1 spherical nodes are, and node is there, only 1. Now 3p orbital, how many nodes it has? A spherical node. Then 3 means n is equal to 3 and p means L is equal to 1. P indicates L is equal to 1 always. P means L is equal to 1. Then now put this value in the formula. Then n is equal to 3, p is equal to 1. Then 3 minus 1 minus 1. Then it will be 1. Means 3p has 1 spherical node. And so on, like other also you can calculate. This I discussed about the a spherical node or radial nodes. Question is asked. Now I am going to discuss about nodal plane. Nodal plane. A plane passing through, what is the nodal plane? I am telling you. A plane passing through the nucleus on which the probability of finding the electron is 0. Here also probability of finding the electron is 0 in both cases. In a spherical node also, or in plane also, nodal plane also. But there it was in within the orbital. In a spherical nodes, what was the definition? There a spherical surface, a spherical nodes was defined as a spherical surface within an orbital. This is important point. Within a spherical surface within an orbital on which the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called a spherical or radial node. But here it is a plane passing through the nucleus. This is the important point. There it was not nucleus, it was within an orbital. But here a plane passing through the nucleus on which the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called a nodal plane. Here always remember, a plane passing through the nucleus on which the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called a nodal plane. Then how will you calculate nodal plane? Then I am telling you the number of nodal planes in an orbital. It will be also within orbital only. Okay, but through nucleus it will pass. Then the number of nodal planes in an orbital is equal to L. Means number of azimuthal quantum number or subsidiary quantum number. Okay, only depends on L, equal to L. Now example, as for example s orbital. For the s orbitals, L is equal to 0 means have no nodal plane. L is equal to 0. P orbitals means L is equal to 1, have only one nodal plane. L is equal to 1. Then L is equal to 1 means p orbital. Then p orbital is equal to L is equal to 1, hence have one nodal plane. And in d orbitals means L is equal to 2. 0, 1, 2. S, P, D. 3 means F, you remember. Then d orbital means L is equal to 2. It means d orbitals have two nodal planes and so on. Now come to the Pauli exclusion principle. Pauli exclusion principle. What is this principle? Pauli exclusion principle states that no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. No two electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. This is actually Pauli exclusion principle. And or you can define like this. Second definition, or an orbital can have maximum 2 electrons and they must have opposite spin. They must have opposite spin. Okay. This is the second definition. First definition, no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of four quantum numbers. And second definition, or an orbital can have maximum two electrons and they must have opposite spin. Okay, this is the second definition. An orbital can have maximum two electrons and they must have opposite spin. Anyway, you can tell, or no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of four quantum numbers. Now, what is the principle? These things, Aufbau principle. Now, Aufbau principle I am telling you. Aufbau principle states that in the ground state of the atom, the orbitals are filled in order of their increasing energies, starting with the orbitals of lowest energy. The word Aufbau is a German word which means building up. Again I am repeating, Aufbau principle states that in the ground state of the atom, the orbitals are filled in order of their increasing energies, starting with the orbitals of lowest energy. The word Aufbau is a German word which means building up. The increasing order of energy and hence that of filling orbitals is as follows. Remember this sequence. Okay, this sequence actually you should get it to the heart because this is very very important. Okay, increasing order of energy. How electron will go? Where electron will enter? First, where it will enter? After that means increasing order. First, it will enter into the less energy level, and then higher, like that way. Then this arrangement, order of increasing order of energy. I am telling you energy levels. Then it is like that. First, it will enter 1s. After that, 2s. Then 2p because in second orbit only two orbitals will be there, s and p. Then after filling first, it will go to the second. In second, 2 will be there. In third, 3 will be there. In fourth, 4 will be there orbitals. Remember, in first only one orbital means s. In second, 2 orbital means s and p. In third, 3 orbitals will be there, s, p, d. And fourth, like that way, s, p, d and f. These are sufficient to fill the all atoms. And that means electrons, s, p, d, f, 4 orbitals are sufficient. Okay, s, p, d, f. You require at present whatever we got, atomic number, that can be filled. Okay, only by using this up to f, s, p, d, f. Then first electron will enter into the 1s. After that 2s, then 2p. After that third orbit will start. Then there 3 are there, 3s, 3p, 3d. But here exception is there. After filling 3s and 3p, it will not go to the 3d. It will go to the new orbital will start. New orbit will start, 4s, and then 3d. Because 4s has less energy than 3d. Correct? 4s orbital has less energy than 3D, it is exception. Correct? Then now 3 is over, 3s, 3p. After that 4s, then 3d. 4s will start before 3d. This is exception. You remember, after this 3d, 4 will start. Then already 4s already started. Then now next it will go to 4p. 4p. Then now again exception is there. It will, after 4p, it will not go to the 4d. New orbital will start. 5s. Same reasoning. 5s orbital has less energy than 4d. Whose energy is less, in sequence it will come. Then after the 4p, 5s will come. And after that 4p already started, correct? 3p, 4s, 3d. After that 4th started, 4p. But now after that 4d, it will not go to the 4d, it will go to the 5s. Exception. Correct? Then 4d, after that it will go to the 4d. 5s, after filling 5s, it will go to the 4d. Correct? Now after that 4d, what will happen? 5s was opened, then in the middle it came 4d, then 4p, 5p. Correct? It came 5s. After the 5s, it should come 5p, but 4d it came. After that 5p. And after filling the 5p, it should go to the 5d, but 5d will not go. It will 6s will come. 6s will come because 6s has less energy than 5d. Not only that, again see, you have filled up to 4d. Now after that, after filling 6s, 4f will come. 4d was filled. After that 5p came. 5p, correct? 4f has not come that time. 4d, then 4f should come, but no, it has not come. 5p came. Then after filling 5p and 6s, then 4f will come. And then 5p started, then 5d. Then this is the sequence. Actually, you should remember, and after practicing only, you can remember it. You should try to write all, you can say, electronic configuration. Starting from lowest to the highest, just you for all atomic number you try 2 times, 3 times. Then obviously you will remember it. Okay. Because exception is more, as the atomic number will increase, then exception you have to consider. Okay, 4f, 5d, then 6p, like that way. Then this can be remembered from the diagram. That diagram is called, that is actually diagram, just it is given, you can see in the diagram I have sent, that you can see now, diagram that is according to the Aufbau principle. Okay, then this filling of orbitals, different orbitals, can be remembered from the diagram, in which starting from the top, the direction of arrows gives the order of filling. Means just see the diagram. First it will enter the 1s, then it will go to the 2s. What I discussed, same way, only it in the form of diagram. Just it is very easy to write. Just you can write first 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s in one row. After that, leave 1, then 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p, 6p, 7p. Correct? You have started with 2p, second row. Correct? And after that, again you leave 1. Third row, it will start with 3d. All are d only. 3d, 4d, 5d, 6d. last don't write, and after that day again one go back down, F, only two are there, 4 and 5F, 4F, 5F. Okay, don't write before, that is useless to write. Then here arrow sign is given, how it will fill. First it will go to 1s, then it will go to the 2s, then it will go third arrow, you can see 2p, and then 3s. Then next time it will again arrow, you can see it will go to the 3p, 4s. Again you can see next it will enter through 3d, 4p, 5s. Again you can see next it will enter to 4d, 5p, 6s. And again next you can see it is the longest. It will enter, start from entering 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s. Correct? That is sufficient. One more is there, that also you can fill it. Okay. Then this is the by diagram also you can keep in mind, and you always you remember, it is easy to remember by diagram. Okay. In any way you have to remember, then you will not do any mistake in writing the electronic configuration of any atomic number for any atoms. Now another important point, the order of energies, hence that of filling of orbitals. These are actually orbitals what I discussed, SPDF. The order of energies and hence the filling of orbitals can be calculated by n plus L rule. N plus L rule. N means principal quantum number. L means azimuthal quantum number, which states what they state. Then there are 2 points. N plus L rule, you remember, this is very, very important. N plus L rule. Then what is that rule? Then first, orbitals are filled in order of increasing n plus L values. You add both. Correct? N plus L you add, and then which is less it will go there. After that next. Correct? Then orbitals are filled in order of increasing n plus L. Correct? Every time you can add n and L. Which is less, always you will add, then less, first it will enter to the less, then greater. Suppose n is equal to 1, s is equal to 0, then 1 plus 0, 1. Then you see 1s it will enter. After that, like if n is equal to 2, L is equal to 1, then 3. Like that way you arrange it, and like that way increase order you can fill it. Second rule, second n plus L rule, if two orbitals have the same n plus L, it is possible. If two orbitals have the same n plus L value, the orbital with lower values of n is filled first. The orbitals with value of n is filled means less, lower value of n is filled first. Correct? If two orbitals have the same n plus L value, then what will you do? Then the orbital with lower value of n, orbital with lower value, if 2s is there, 1s is there, it will go to the 1, lower n. The orbital with lower value of n is filled first. This is the you can say n plus L rule. Okay, the order of increasing and hence that of filling orbitals can be calculated by n plus L rule. Already I discussed 2 rules. Okay, first rule was that orbitals are filled in order of increasing n plus L values. Second rule, if two orbitals have the same n plus L value, then what will happen? The orbital with lower value of n is filled first. Now next term, Hund rule. Hund rule of maximum multiplicity. This is also very, very important. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. What is this rule? Then this rule states that pairing of electrons in the orbitals belonging to the same subcell that is also called degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbital means they will have almost same energy. All orbitals, for example px, py, pz, these are degenerate orbitals. Their energy differences are very, very less, almost same. Okay, this is called degenerate. 5d5 orbitals are there, then all are having almost same energy. Okay, then these are also called degenerate. F also have 7 orbitals. They have also almost same energy. Then Hund rule states that pairing of electrons in the orbitals belonging to the same subcell does not take place. Pairing does not take place till each orbital of the subcell has got one electron each, that is the singly occupied. As for example, px, py, pz is there, then all will go one it will fill. First it will go to the px, then py, then pz. Now again fourth will come, then it will go to the px. There will be double. Again fifth will come, then it will go to the y, py. If sixth will come, then it will go to the pz. Means first one will fill, and then pairing will start, starting from the px, py, pz. Not like that in the beginning pair will be not there. First all will occupy one, after that pairing will start from the beginning. And like that with D10, 5 orbitals are there, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square. Then one will fill to all, and after that pairing will start from the beginning. I think you have understood. And F also 7 orbitals are there, then one will fill in all 7, after that pairing will start from the beginning. Correct? Then this is actually called Hund rule of maximum multiplicity. It has said that pairing of electrons in the orbitals belonging to the same subcell, also called degenerate orbitals, does not take place till each orbital of the subcell has got one electron each, that is the singly occupied. Okay, the singly occupied orbitals must have their electrons with a spin in the same direction. Suppose one up direction all, and after that pairing will start, then that electron will go down. Okay, that is telling about clockwise or anti-clockwise. First clockwise up, and then down it will go, then it will go to anti-clockwise. Okay, the singly occupied orbital must have their electrons with a spin in the same direction, so that repulsion is minimum. Why they are going to opposite? With that time, if we will go to the same direction, both electron, then there will be repulsion. Then to reduce the repulsion, that is going in opposite direction. Correct? The singly occupied orbitals must have their electrons with a spin in the same direction. Okay, so that the repulsion is minimum and stability is maximum. First singly, all will in the same direction. Correct? In same direction, all are in each orbital one electron is there. Correct? Then they will feel stable. Correct? Repulsion will be minimum. If in all orbitals single electron is there, then there will be no repulsion. Okay, in one orbital both will be not in the same direction, then it will be repulsion. You remember, in the same orbital both will be not in the same direction, always it will be opposite direction in each orbital. When you will do pairing, then it will be opposite direction, one up, other down. Correct? Then they will cancel the distance effect. Repulsion will be minimum. Repulsion will be minimum in two cases. If it is all orbitals are filled singly, that time it will be stable. As for example, px, py, pz, three electrons are there. Then it is half filled and fully filled. In both condition, that will be a stable. Okay, configuration will be stable. You remember, half filled and fully filled. That time it will be stable. The singly occupied orbitals must have their electrons with a spin in the same direction, so that repulsion is minimum and stability is maximum. Correct? After that, pairing will start. Now again, I already discussed half filled and fully filled electronic configuration are more stable. Why? Because greater symmetry, and second, greater exchange energy. First, due to the greater symmetry. Half filled means all are single. Then symmetry is same. Correct? Then first point is why they will feel stable. Half filled and fully filled electronic configuration are more stable because of first, greater symmetry, and second, greater exchange energy. Exchange energy will be more. That's why it will feel stable. Today's last point I am discussing electronic configuration of ions. Now we have discussed about the atom. Now ion. Then ion may be cation or anion. Cation means positive charge. Positive charge means it has lost an electron. If one positive charge means it has lost one electron from the outer shell, also called valence shell. If two are there, two positive, then two electron gone from the outermost shell. If three are there, three positive means three electron gone outside from the outermost shell. Correct? Or orbital you can tell. Like that way, anion means if it has one negative charge, means it has taken one electron. Correct? If two negative is there, then it has taken two electron. If three negative is there, then it has taken three electron. Like that way. Then here when you are writing electronic configuration of ions, then atomic number from the atom atomic numbers for the cation, you decrease that electron. If one electron lost, then just suppose it was 11, then 11 minus 1, 10. Suppose it was a 12 and 2 electron gone like magnesium, Mg2 plus. It means 12 minus 2, 10 only. If suppose 16 was there, then 16 minus 2, 14. Means you have to write up to electronic number 14 only. Just decrease whatever, how many electron gone, that number of electron you decrease from that atom. Same way, reverse way you can tell, here anion. Just you add one electron in that atom. Suppose it was 11 and it is anion. Then now 11 plus 1, 12. Now it was suppose 12. 2 electron it has taken. Suppose then it becomes 12 plus 2, 14. Suppose it was 15 and has taken 1 electron, now it becomes 16. Then you have to write electronic configuration for this number after adding. It will increase, means atomic number of the atom plus how much electron taken, that you add, and then you write the electronic configuration. And in case of cation, you decrease and then you write the electronic configuration for that number of electron. Correct? Then I have told you, first write the electronic configuration of neutral atom. For cation, remove the number of electrons equal to the units of positive charge. If 2 are there, 2 positive, remove 2 positive charge on the cation. And starting from the outermost shell, you have to remove how many positive charge there, that number you remove. And for anion, add number of electrons equal to the units of negative charge on the anion. Next class, advanced some additional information I will discuss. That will be important for competitive examination. Now I have discussed complete chapter. I have revised. I have briefed entire chapter. Now additional information next class I will discuss. That is a mathematical, formula derivation like that. That thing I will discuss next class. Thank you.